Okay, so now I'm going to teach you how to draw Samurai Jack's face, a close-up. And we're going to do it in watercolors. And when you're using watercolors, this is just black. You barely need any. You hardly, like right there's enough. And if you put a little dot, just barely need any watercolor. They work so long with that. So we're going to do that. And if you like watercolors, get one of these little bottles. They're great. You can get them anywhere. And just put a little in there. Put some. And we're going to do his face. And watercolors, especially black, it's very relaxing because it's very much like doing ink. Like painting with ink pretty much. It's very similar. So let's start this. I'm not going to do it 100%, you know, crisp and clear. I want to get a little sloppy, almost like Japanese style. But I'm pretty nervous. Let's start this. Let's start with just a slight line going up that way. I'm nervous because you can't erase, you know, and that's what freaks me out a little. And then bring the line a little thicker here. And then bring it down, the triangle going down, like that. And then the other end, bring the triangle going back up. And that's where his hair is going to be. So a little short triangle and then one coming up. And it's going to peak a little higher than that peak. Yeah, I'm a little nervous. When you're doing it, especially if you're inking, and you got to be almost fearless. And then make another line here, like so. And that's the top part of the hair. And about half of this is where the eyes are going to sit in. So then make another line arching down, a little longer than that, and another line. And that's the bottom of the chin. He's got a huge chin. And then a line on the bottom there. And for the hair, just make a line up. And then bring it all the way across. And then another line down. And as you start to warm up to using the paint, it gets a lot better. Like right now, I'm a little nervous, and you can probably tell. But as you start to get used, especially when you're using ink, or in this case, you know, the watercolor, you start to feel it. You get a feel for when you have to lift the brush, how far you have to lift it. So that's basically the head shape. Then right here where this line gets thin, put his ear. One ear, and then the other side, do the other ear. And the ear is going to be a little higher. This side's going to be just a little higher. And that's the ears. And then for the side where the ear touches, get a lot of paint on your brush. And start there and make a pretty thick line arching down. That's going to be his body. I really love using watercolors because it's just like, you know, you can add, like right now I'm just going to add more water. And it's got this real Japanese feel, this unfinished feel towards the end. It doesn't have to be a closed line. And then where the chin is, right here, make a little mark over and then a mark up. That's the part. And we might as well, actually let's start the left arm, because the way I place my hands, and I don't know how you'll do it, but make a mark right where the top of the ear is, right where that is, kind of, like just the line going out. Nice line about as wide, you want to make it about a little as wide as the top of his head, a nice line. And then make a line right here, arch in, and make it arch up at an angle. And you can see it's starting to form. That's going to be his hand, and then angle it again and make it go inward like so. And for the rest of his hand, from this point, make a little line like that. And that line just kind of goes arch. It's almost the center of where the ear is. And make that line. Just relax and Then where the top of the head is, just a little below, make a line right here, and that's his arm. And straight line going up. Another line going up like that. And then finally, let's put the finger in. And then make a line coming up there. Down a little, like that. And there we go. Now it's starting to form. And then this goes in like that. That's kind of his hand. And put his thumb is going to be here, so just make a line there, coming out, and the line goes up like so. And the sword's going to be there. So for this part, make a thick line, and it's going to be longer than the head. So make just a very thick line coming down. And you know, kind of hold the brush. I like to dry brush a lot. And I do, which means, you know, you just let the brush get dry at the end. I made it really long. That's actually probably too long. But then make an arch like so. And then just arch this back. And another dry brush. I like to make thick lines. And then make a line here. That's where you color it in. And to do the coloring with watercolor, all you really got to do is, you know, just brush it with water and smooth it out. And this is where it gets fun, doing the shading, because you know, when you use inks, you can put inks in water and dilute it that way. And so now that we got that, make a line coming down from this point down to about the middle of the hair. The middle of the face, just make a line and another line. This is where the sword's going to be. And a line like that. And a line like that. And once again, all the way down, it'll stop about the bottom of the neck, where we made that. Then make this line come straight down. A nice thinny line. And then this, another line back here. Now that you get the hang of it, kind of go with the flow, you know, don't be, I'm kind of doing it too analytical, but just feel the paint, feel the brushes, like right here is a little loop. Just follow it in, and then right here it comes out. Then we're going to do the dry brush technique again. It's really cool though, I love this, man. Then make a line here, that's where make a thin line here, that's where the edge of his arm is again. Then from here, make a nice thick line. Put some water on it, and then put it in. And that's going to be the outside of his jacket, or his robe. And then this. Just color it in again, put a lot of water. And if you notice, something I usually do, I mean, you don't have to do it this way, but the way I like to draw, which I've kind of always done, is I always wait for the face. I always kind of do the features of the face or the features of the hand last. I always kind of do that. Mainly because when I draw, I like to do all the other forms around it. Because say if I do a perfect face, like if I did the face perfect, but then the rest came out bad, or vice versa, if I did the rest bad and then the face, you know, it's just the face is time consuming. And then one more line going up right here, and that's going to be colored in. So take a little water again, and my time's up, so I'll continue this on part 2. I'll show you the rest.